Workout 1 of Rookie Rumble Spring 2019 is 6 minutes to establish a 1 rep max of the complex power clean plus hang power clean plus shoulder to overhead anyhow. I'm going to briefly go over the standards and then I'll give you guys some tips for what to do leading up to the event and on event day. Remember that your judge is here to just judge your standards of the movement. So we're looking for full range of motion and we're looking for you to hit all the standards that I'm about to go over. They're not there to judge your form. They're not there to tell you how much weight to lift. That's up to you and your coach. So they're just there to make sure that you're hitting the movements to the standards that I'm about to describe. So the first movement is power clean. You're coming from the ground with that weight. So you're gonna walk into your space right before you work out. You'll have your barbell on the ground and all of your weights from 45 pounds down to 2.5 pounds laid out for you in a row. It's up to you to put on your own weight. It's up to you to put on your own clips. Clips are mandatory for safety. Your judge isn't gonna help you with any of that. They're, again, just there to judge the standards. So once you have your starting weight set up, you're gonna be taking the bar from the ground. And for your power clean, our standards are stand up tall, so that means knees are locked out, hips are forward, and your elbows are in front of the bar. So it should look like this from the side, not like this, not like this, and not like that, okay? So once you have your standards for that met, then you're going to go down to your hang power clean. So you're gonna drop the bar to the hang position. Hang position can be anywhere above the knee. So you can start all the way down above the knee, or you can start, if you're more comfortable, just doing a little bit of a dip and coming up and around. Either way, same standards apply. Elbows forward, knees locked out, hips are forward. The judge isn't there to show you how to do the hang power clean or to give you any tips on the movement. You're expected to know the movement. They're just there to check those standards at the end. The last movement is shoulder to overhead anyhow. So we're looking for, again, the beginning range of motion, the beginning position would be shoulders, or barbell on your shoulders. And the end position would be arms locked out, legs locked out, hips forward. So again, from the side, we're looking like this. Our arms are not bent, hips and knees are not bent either. Once you get to that end position, then the judge will give you the okay, and you can put the bar down, and that means you had a successful complex. That last movement can be shoulder to overhead anyhow, so you can be doing a strict press, you can be doing a push press, a push jerk, as long as you stand up at the end, or a split jerk. Again, as long as you stand up tall at the end. With the split, after you hit that split position, you do have to bring your feet back to the same plane, and that's the ending position. So after your feet are split, just remember to bring your feet back before you put down the bar. Some tips for approaching this complex and this workout. In the weeks leading up to the event, you're going to want to practice each movement separately and as a complex in front of a coach at your gym to make sure that you are hitting the movement standards that we went over. Keep in mind we're not adhering to USA weightlifting standards, so this is going to be more like the judges are going to be watching to make sure you have the lockout position, but if you have a little bit of a press out, say going overhead, that's okay. Also, if once you're overhead, you stumble a little bit, but you do get your footing, you're okay as well. We're gonna go over a little bit more with that at the athlete meeting the day of the event. Just make sure that your coach has watched you and make sure that you're doing the movements correctly. You're also gonna wanna find a goal weight, so a weight that you're intending to hit within the 6 minutes. Keep in mind for that last attempt that you take, the movement doesn't count until the judge says that the end position is correct. So you have to get through all 3 movements and the judge to say okay, and then your movement, your complex has ended and you have to get all that done within that 6 minutes. So don't start the movement at 5:59 because you're not gonna get it done in time. On event day, it's really important to remember to rest between your attempts. Your adrenaline's gonna be very high that day. You're gonna be really excited. There's gonna be people cheering for you. It's all gonna be positive, but you wanna make sure that you also take your rest in between your sets so you don't accidentally go back to the barbell too fast and your muscles haven't recovered. So you wanna take maybe about a minute, minute and a half between sets so you can use that time to put more weight on your bar and just kind of stay there or stand there at your bar, catch your breath, and get mentally and physically prepared for the next set. So I would say maybe you're trying to get an average of about 4 lifts in during that 6 minutes, okay? So don't go back to the bar too fast, and make sure you're ready. Also keep an eye on the clock just to make sure that you know you have, or how much time you have left. That's it for tips. If you have any questions about the workouts, or about this workout, about the standards, or any of the tips I gave, you can email rookierumblecomp@gmail.com, and I'll answer any questions. If there's multiple people asking the same questions, I'll address it to the entire group of people who have signed up. Good luck.